Mercy mains, we need to talk. Blizzard does not have our best interests in mind, and I think it's important we acknowledge the ways in which we are being used. Mercy doesn't get skins every patch because the devs like us and want to give us something nice. It's because they know Mercy players will buy any and every skin they release for her. They are making money off of you. That's all it is. Mercy has so many bugs and balance issues that will never get fixed. They don't want to buff her despite how weak she is, and yes, she is weak. It is always better to play a different support in almost 100% of cases, because they don't want to anger the loud majority of Mercy haters, and they know you'll keep playing her even in a broken, weak state. There are several bugs or potentially shadow nerfs in the game currently. Things like Valkyrie canceling res, the stadium-powered triage unit not working if you're preemptively holding Guardian Angel, and the new res bug where it cancels for seemingly no reason but still plays out the entire animation. This new one is especially bad and puts Mercy in an almost unplayable state if you're getting the bug constantly. For one, you don't have instant feedback that the res is cancelled, and since it happens for seemingly no rhyme or reason, you never know if this super important res on the tank in overtime is even going to result in anything until you've fully completed the animation, only to see that your target wasn't rezzed. Editing me here to expand on these bugs a bit. For Triage Unit, this bug is a problem because holding down Guardian Angel before you reach your target is Mercy 101. This is a basic thing all Mercy players learn to do, but if you do it in Stadium, the power won't work. It doesn't work if you hold Guardian Angel while out of range, behind a cover, or not fully looking at your target. The Guardian Angel symbol has to appear before it will count, which is hugely detrimental for Mercy. The res bug forces Mercy's res animation to play in full, regardless of if the ability was cancelled or not. You can actually tell if you pay attention to your HUD if the res cancelled, because Guardian Angel will no longer be unavailable. You can use Guardian Angel while in the res animation if Resurrect cancels, but you still can't use your beams. This bug appears to have been created when they fixed Mercy's res animation in this week's patch. The game has played an incomplete res animation for several years now, and in this patch, they fixed that issue, but the trade-off is that now it forces the res animation to play all the way through, even if you cancel the ability. This also means that you can't use your beam when res cancels until the animation plays. Obviously, this is less than ideal, and as someone on the forums put it, they fixed a visual bug, but actually made her quality of life worse, because it's less clear when res cancels now, and you can't beam immediately if you cancel res. This also still does not explain why perfectly good reses are canceling. We still know nothing about that. It's bonkers that this is in the game at all, and while I fully believe it's a bug that will be fixed, other Mercy bugs have existed for months or more at this point, and I don't believe they'll be touched anytime soon, if at all. Mercy also gets the short end of the stick in Stadium. Compared to Kiriko, for example, her items are very weak. Many of her specialist items have terrible stats, or no meaningful stats attached to them at all. For example, Kiriko has an item that increases weapon power by 10% and only costs 5,000 credits. Mercy does not have any 5,000 items that increase weapon power by 10%, and her one specialized item at that price bracket has a terrible effect because it's conditional on being in the air, which you should almost never be when positioning safely, especially against the hit scan heavy comps in Stadium. Her beam range item should be blue rarity, and she should have even one specialized item that gives attack speed, especially given how important attack speed is for Mercy in Stadium. Blizzard doesn't have a Mercy player on their staff, and it shows. Even small inconveniences, like her entire value being based around damage boost but gaining less perk charge and ult charge from damage boost, show how little they care to understand what the experience of playing Mercy is actually like. Blizzard may give off the appearance of favoritism due to the amount of skins they give Mercy, but this only draws the ire of other Overwatch players. The people that hate Mercy are loud and angry, and as a whole, Mercy players take things lying down, so Blizzard is always going to side with that angry majority that they fear upsetting. They don't fear upsetting Mercy players because they know we always come back, and we always will make them money. It's hard, right? There's no character like Mercy in any other game. Paladins, for example, has an amazing cast of characters, and a lot of them are really fun, but there's no game that has a hero with Mercy's kit. She's fun, and you can't experience anything like her anywhere else. So you're forced to keep playing Overwatch because it's the only way you can play that hero. That brings me to the controversial part of this video. A lot of these issues are just misogyny. Sure, not every Mercy player is a woman, and not all women play Mercy. That's not what I'm trying to say. But it is known that she's a popular character for women, and a large chunk of the female player base play her to some degree. A huge reason people, and by this I mean the male player base, hate Mercy is because a Mercy player on their team means a no-skill female is on their team, and now they're going to lose because there's a girl in their lobby. Your gender aside, they assume aim equals skill, and conclude that since she requires very little aim to do her job, she requires no skill. There are many other skills in Overwatch besides aim, such as movement mechanics, game sense, and ult tracking, but to these people, those things apparently mean nothing, which is why they can't get out of Plat. Blizzard, as a male-dominated company with several sexism scandals on record, will not go to bat for women. They are not interested in doing that. The majority of the player base would revolt if they stood up for women or tried to fix Mercy's problems, so they never ever will. They are a company first, and profit is the only thing that drives their decisions. Don't be fooled. Aside from Blizzard and the men in the community, there also exists misogyny from other women. I get it. Being a woman in online video games is hard. It feels like everyone is against you, and a majority of your teammates don't treat you like you're even human. But joining in on the toxicity towards someone with a feminine voice or a feminine name just to signal to gamer boys that you're one of the good ones and you shouldn't be targeted isn't the win that you think it is. Women in online games have it rough enough as it is, and we need to have each other's backs. Misogyny to fit in or to not be targeted yourself is still misogyny. The point of this video is to try to get Mercy players thinking about how they're being treated by Overwatch. If you aren't frustrated, you aren't paying attention. They prey off you by releasing Mercy skins constantly, and they refuse to buff or change her because they're afraid of the backlash they'd get if she was actually a decent pick. Yet they keep nerfing or adding bad changes, and those on a whole tend to stay because Mercy players don't fight back as hard, or they keep playing anyway. I'm not saying you have to boycott Overwatch, though it would be incredibly effective if you did. But at the very least, we can't keep buying every single Mercy skin. We can't keep rewarding them for their treatment of us and letting them profit. You're worth more than that.